Do you know what fascia is? Fascia is the spider web connective tissue that is all throughout your body. It holds your muscles to your bones. It is what keeps you snug and tight. Fun fact, it's also what makes us have cellulite when there's little fibrils and adhesions happening. One of my favorite books that talks about fascia is The Architecture of Human Living Fascia. And we once believed that fascia was this passive thing that didn't have any contractile properties, but we have since learned it is wrong. You should care about fascia if you have Achilles tendonitis, if you have a frozen shoulder, if you have plantar fasciitis, if you're postpartum, if you have EDS, if you have widespread pain, if you have fibromyalgia. If you are human, you should care that you have fascia, just to let you know it is one of the most misunderstood pieces of your body. It has a very elaborate microconstruction, and within those little bits of fascia, that spider webby stuff, you have water-loving molecules. Now women, I take care of women. As estrogen leaves the party, as our estrogen changes, that estrogen-loving molecule loves water and helps keep all our tissues plump. Every woman knows that as she ages, her skin becomes drier, her hair becomes drier, all tissues become drier. So estrogen also helps us keep healthy tissues and fascia. It's not really shocking that frozen shoulder happens in women that are perimenopausal or postmenopausal, but you get where I'm going with this. So let's say you have Achilles tendonitis. That tendon is not moving through that fascial sheath. Anytime fascia doesn't allow our tissues to move slowly, succinctly, easily, we're going to have pain. Now fascia gives us form. It gives us the form that gives us our shape. So when you're getting toned and getting in shape, you're really toning your fascia. So there's no empty spaces in the body, and the fascia fills in all over. If there is a trauma that happens to your body, your fascia constricts to protect you, protect those blood vessels, and it protects you from bleeding out. Fascia is all over, all encompassing. It is surrounding the muscles, the bone. It's pretty cool. So because of fascia filling in every single space, nothing lives in isolation like you think. One muscle does not work all by itself. It moves in conjunction with others. The fascial network is so complex, it actually transfers pain to your brain faster than your nervous system. So your fascia not only keeps you together, but transmits pain to your brain. You know that fascia can, with time though, sag. So you know aging takes a hold, and those elastic properties, well, they're not so elastic. And so the breasts drop, the face drops. So if we can work on keeping those fascial structures supported, we have less droop. So the fibers that support the breast with time droop because they lose those intrinsic properties that keep it stiff. So as we age, our body loses those fibrils and we lose that dynamic ability to spring back to our previous position. Sagging happens in the abdomen, the breast, the arms. With time, the fascia kind of fails because it can't resist gravity too much longer. Things that you can do to support your fascia and to keep you supple would be to do movement-based therapies. A movement-based therapy such as Pilates, Qigong, Kung Fu, Tai Chi, Karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, swimming, basically moving your body through all the different planes, because movement keeps all those fascial lubricated, right? So where there is flow, there is no pain. This is Chinese medicine. Where there is no flow, there is pain. So we want to keep things moving, sliding, and gliding. And this is where women know that if we become sedentary, we become stiff, we become painful. We don't want that. What we want is to support our fascia. So people who do yoga, they work on these long, lean lines. People that are swimming, long, lean lines, moving through all the different planes. Sometimes runners have massive fascial restrictions because they're only in one plane. Does that make sense? So one of the best self-care things you can do would be to move in different planes. Break it up. Another thing I have my patients do is a non-negotiable is to have a massage once a month. I used to believe that I would have a massage just when I had pain, but guess what? I don't want to play that game of catch up. I don't want to play catch up. I want to stay on top of it. Prevention is better than treatment. So if you can move in different planes, if you can get a massage, another thing you can do to support your would be to be dry skin brushing, gua sha, all of these topical actual treatments make an actual effect on your fascia. We know dry skin brushing stimulates the lymphatics, but the lymphatics are embedded in that fascial system. We know the gua sha helps our fat not distribute down into our jaws. So we can tone our muscles, we can tone our nerves, we can tone the fascia to some extent, right? We can control the tone and how our bodies are structured based on our habits, our posture, and our activities of daily living. There's a really great book called Supple Leopard that really sums this up nicely. There's another book called Fascial Fitness. There's another book called The Role Model. There's another book called The Melt Method. What these books have in common is they're telling you that movement is going to heal you and help keep you nourished and mobile. And what we want as we age is to maintain that nourishment so that we can have a quality of life through the ages. So posture shows you what your fascia is doing. If you find that your posture is continually forward head, you know that it is not optimal for you. What will happen in women with a forward head posture that is consistent, we can get a hump because there is no movement in that upper thoracic spine. And with time, fluids can accumulate there. I don't want that. That hurts and it's unsightly. So if I can move that too. So don't just think of your bones. Don't just think of your muscles. Think of your fascia. So fascial fitness is something that you can also prescribe yourself. You could find a movement-based therapy that works for you. The best exercise is the one you will actually do. If you followed me, you know that I love Pilates. I have a reformer in my clinic. I have a reformer in my house. I pay to see my Pilates instructor every 2 weeks. And I will say it is life-changing for me. When I go to see my Pilates instructor, I tell her the areas that I am feeling stiff, and she looks at me and we together work to get movement in those areas. And guess what? If you consistently look for areas of stiffness and you consistently address it, nothing gets too far out of hand. Think of your house. I've been working for 14 days straight doing work and research, and my house is a mess because I haven't been able to keep up. I think our bodies are no different. Now listen, if you think you are too far gone for change, that's not true. You're never too far gone to make change. The body is constantly remodeling. So if you want to make change, let's make a plan. So plan can look like something like this: going outside and walking, moving. We could start a simple stretching plan. You can look on my page, you could scroll TikTok, you could do a 10-minute yoga. Swimming helps most of my people that have collagen disorders and chronic pain because gravity is eliminated and the water supports them. But oftentimes I hear that people feel too ashamed to go into that gym to get to the pool. If you want to try an exercise video and you can only do 5 minutes, at least you tried. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to start, and then you just keep moving and it gets better.